With over 3.3 million trips taken on the average weekday, including 1.6 million on the subway alone, the Toronto Transit Commission is one of the busiest transit systems in North America. The TTC operates bus, streetcar, and subway services across the city and into the suburbs, moving people to home, work, and other destinations around the city. At the moment, fares across all branches of the TTC cost $3.25 for adults and $2.20 for seniors and youth customers. Some customers think that it's unfair that people traveling from bordering areas, like Scarborough and Vaughan, have to pay the same fare as those who live downtown, and some would instead prefer a system that sees people who travel from far away pay a higher fare.
If I do take the TTC, it is from Finch all the way to downtown Toronto to watch sporting events or whatever. But again, it costs, I think, $3. To me, that's worth it. I think at the Finch station, it only costs maybe $2 to park, and then $3 to get downtown, $3 to get back up. It's so much worth it than coming down here paying for parking, for me anyway. I love the way it is, but if TTC wants to adapt per stop, then they should do it, because the person that's going the farthest should pay the most, technically. I used to get on when it was 20 cents back in the day.
That's the opinion of some, but others strongly oppose the idea of a distance-based payment system.
Absolutely not. This comes up often and is ironically couched in the term of fare equity, that you should pay for what you use. The net effect would be that people who take long rides, for example from the suburbs to downtown, would pay far more than they do today, and people like me who live downtown would actually pay less. Ironically, of course, it's the people who live downtown who tend to have the higher incomes because they can afford to live here, whereas the suburbs tend to have a higher concentration of low income or no income people, and they would be faced with higher fares. The fare zone between the old Zone 1 and 2, which basically was the old City of Toronto, which was the original scope of the TTC, and the Zone 2, which was the suburbs, which of course, at the point the fare zones were created, a lot of that suburban area was farmland. It was not yet developed. The fare zone was eliminated in the early 1970s because as the suburbs built out and as the subway extended into the suburbs, there was a political concern that the suburban riders were having to pay extra, but they were paying the same taxes toward the support of the TTC. So they said, hello, what's with this? It's been nearly 50 years since we got rid of the zone boundary, so there's a political issue there. But I think more generally, there's an issue of decoupling paying for transit service on a mile-by-mile basis.
At the moment, TTC customers can still buy physical tickets and tokens to pay for their fare. But at the end of the month, that's all going to change.
We will stop selling tickets and tokens in our subway stations and passes in our subway stations on November 30th. We will continue to accept tickets, tokens, and day passes for the foreseeable future. We have not set a stop accepting date, and we are not going to provide refunds, so we would encourage customers who have a stockpile of tickets and tokens to use them up before they switch to Presto.
Presto cards have the advantage of the 2-hour transfer system, allowing riders to jump on and off the TTC for free within 2 hours of their first tap, and also give the user a slight discount. Existing monthly and yearly passes can also be added onto Presto cards, eliminating the need to carry the physical tickets with you at all times.
So as you just heard, the TTC have announced that they'll stop selling physical tickets and tokens by the end of November. So you have to get one of these to travel around the city. The tickets and tokens will still be available at certain retailers like Shoppers Drug Mart and other small convenience stores, but once they're out of stock, you'll be out of luck. So make sure you use those up as soon as possible and get on the Presto card system as soon as you can.